Well, you're mixed yourself.
I am.
When someone looks at you, they think, okay, this is a mixed guy. You know, there's obviously some African American in you. When you look at, for example, this Rachel Dolezal situation, how does that make you feel as, you know, a mixed white and African American male?
That is, thank you for this question, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't been asked this.
Okay.
It's such a bizarre circumstance because the history of African American people, there's a phrase, passe blanc, or passing as white. And
Passe blanc, I haven't heard that before.
And this is, I don't know what the word, I don't speak French, I speak other languages. But I'm sure there's a word for passe, whatever the word for black is. And that's what she did.
Passe
Negro.
Passe negro, yeah. Yes.
What's amazing to me is that, one, she pulled it off.
Yeah, for a long time.
But two, I actually have some friends in Washington, Spokane, and they said that she actually did really good work by the NAACP.
Well, she was the president of the chapter.
So she actually had a great record. She resigned. I think she resigned because she's ashamed that she lied. But I do think it's amazing that she pulled it off, and she should get some award for that, even if it's an Oscar or something. And to me, if you're doing great work by the people, if you care that much to be black, hey, I mean, be black. Most people want to be black, but they don't go that far. That was really far, so it's amazing.
Whoopi Goldberg said if she want to be black, she can be black.
Hey, well, I mean, for me, if you want to be black, yeah, sure, you can try it. It's the same thing with Chet Hanks, Tom Hanks' son.
Chet Haze, yeah. Tom Hanks' son.
Tom Hanks' son. He says he wants to say the N-word. What I always tell people, and some of my buddies, white friends, you can say the N-word.
Yeah.
Of course, anyone can say anything, but you might get your ass whooped.
Okay.
And that's the thing.
Okay, so do your white friends use the N-word around you?
No, they would know that I would roll up my sleeves, and they'd be on the ground before they knew it.
Really?
Absolutely.
So even if there was a close friend, y'all are cool.
It's not a term of endearment from a white person. It just isn't for me.
Yeah.
It may be for some other person. That's fine. I make the record clear. It never will be.
Yeah, like me personally, I never use it.
Yeah.
Ever.
It must be tough, though. I understand. Like, when you listen to the music and I want to say it, it sounds great. It's a great, in terms of the rhythm of the word, it's a beautiful word. I get it.
I just skip the word. Yeah,
But
I don't even quote it. I don't even quote it in songs because I just feel, well, number one, I feel that as a white person in the hip hop community, I feel honored that I'm accepted in the way that I am, and that I'm able to have a business, a successful business, and to flourish the way I have, but I don't take that for granted. Yeah, I feel that it's a privilege, and as all privileges are, it could be revoked at any point. Yeah,
no, I mean, I'm glad that you take that angle because it's. I think in my age group and the millennial generation in general, it's not. You don't hear that all the time. People want to say it. People say it in their cars. They don't say it around people or men that roll with me. I would know it, but I'm sure they say it, and I do wish that I think we have a longer way to go in our country's history. You look at what happened in Charleston recently.
Horrible.
It's
horrible.
It's horrible, but people want to make him out to be some maniac. The truth is that our country has a maniacal view of our history. We made him. He didn't just come out of nowhere. I'm sure he had plenty of issues as an individual, but for us to not own up to the fact that South Carolina, it still flies the Confederate flag. Yeah. Still honors Confederate generals.
As well as Atlanta. Atlanta, you could almost say, is definitely one of the epicenters of hip hop.
Yes.
And black music.
Especially now, yeah.
Yeah. And yet you go to the Capitol and you see that Confederate flag.
And my point is, it's just simple. We have to own up to the fact that we haven't faced our history. So you're going to continue to see these type of incidents. And we trip out when it's just one guy and we're like, oh my God. And of course, our prayers and our well wishes should be with the family. But when we're just talking about just him, And to me, we're missing the point. It's us. It's we create it. I'm not a fan of just alienating the individual and just saying it's just up to him. We did that.
Now, do you use the N-word in your personal speech?
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not okay with a white person saying it?
Okay with it? Again.
You hate it?
The any white person can say that word.
Yeah.
Anybody can say that word. I have no jurisdiction over your mouth or your tongue.
Right.
But if you say that word in my presence, then there will be problems. And that's just what it is.
Physical problems.
Or
whatever.
We'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, it depends.
Now, what about a Puerto Rican?
It depends. To me, it just depends on how you use it. It could be a black person using the word, and the way you're using it, I don't feel comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Words have power.
It's not always a term of endearment.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
I've met black people that I'm actually uncomfortable in the way they use the word. Right. I don't think it's just by color or by religion or creed. It's really how you use it.
And you know what's interesting, and actually, because you're Nigerian, right?
Yes.
When you hear Africans use it,
I'm glad you're going there.
It always sounds a little weird.
Yes.
Because the pronunciation isn't the same.
No.
They'll try, but you're like, I mean, I know because I have African friends and so forth, and I'll be like, maybe I can't say nothing about it. It's not my place, but it's like it always just sounds weird to me when an African says it.
Well, yeah, I know people in my family that will not say the word. They don't feel any ownership over the word. It's not a word that was used in the particular country that we were from or anything, so they won't use the word. Right. On the other hand, I know plenty of Africans that will use the word, and they feel it as a term of endearment and power. I do think it's how you say it. I think it's how comfortable you feel with it and what culture you were raised in. Some people go to a school, they've never been around black people, and they use the word to fit in. And that to me, it always sounds off when you do that. Yeah. But if you were raised around it, even if it's negative sometimes, it's still part of your vocabulary. It's hard to shake that. Yeah. I don't side with anybody trying to ban the word or throw it in the dirt. Words exist. They're always going to exist. They will always evolve. And we'll always censor some over others. But I don't think that it's just merely a bad word. Not at all. I think sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't.
There's no comparison, man. ODB is in a class by itself. He don't even compare to us. Like he said, his style don't have no father. He the old dirty bastard of it right there. He created his own style. So
he would probably get beat for a week straight. He couldn't even walk through Long Beach. He'd be like a walking pinata. He'd just get beat every corner he turned.